Hello everyone, my name is Financial Charles. Today is January 8th of 2024 and the current Bitcoin price is approximately $46,700 just a couple hours ago. Throughout the whole day today, Bitcoin even went above $47,000. We went all the way to $47,200 just a couple hours ago. Sorry if I'm being so quiet. It's just that I'm trying to be quiet and keep my voice down. I just felt like making a video after this monster candle that we just got. We started the day off here at about $44,000, and then we ended that day up about 7%, and we went all the way up to above $47,000. And it's just so funny how 4 days ago Bitcoin was at $43,000, and I had clowns like this reach out to me talking about, but my guy, why in the fuck is you still buying Bitcoin? And this is exactly why we still buy Bitcoin, because when you make yourself look like an idiot talking about why you still buying Bitcoin at $43,000, Bitcoin always has a way of making people like this look like an idiot. I mean, you can clearly tell that this guy doesn't know how to do any research, and it's just so funny how this guy has nothing to say to me anymore. I already tried responding to him, but, he was left in the dust and he is on the wrong side of history. And I'm pretty much just making this video because it just feels so good to prove the people that doubted me wrong. It feels so good, and that's pretty much why I'm making this video. You can try to make fun of me talking about, oh, you're making a video about trashing this guy that doubted you. That's exactly what it is. In the past 3 days, I've made more money than he has in probably the whole, 6 months. So that's why I'm laughing. Like, you can laugh at me all you want, but at the end of the day, I'm laughing at your bank account. To keep it completely real, as you guys know, I made a video months ago talking about how I have over 1 Bitcoin, and I just keep on stacking every 2 weeks. It doesn't stop. So it's great, and you made that video all the way back here. And if you look at my main page, you could see that the front page video right here is talking about buy Bitcoin at $26,000 right now. Do not wait for lower prices. Had you listened to that, your money would have been doubled, and you'd be sitting pretty. And I think it's so funny. So, today's not going to be too much of a video, too much of an important video. As you guys know, my video is mainly just documenting the human psychology, but behind these price swings, I'm pretty much just recording and documenting how my psychology and how my emotions are in correlation to Bitcoin price. So obviously Bitcoin is bumped pretty heavy, and as you can tell, I'm very braggadocious about this right now. I've made a lot of money over this past day just off this one candle, and just feels so good. And I will continue to just create these videos. I remember it was about 1 year ago, I was working at a real estate brokerage. It was about right here that FTX collapsed, and one of my coworkers showed me the FTX news the day it happened, and he said that crypto was a scary place. He said it was over. He said, "Are you sure you want to be doing this?" And at this level right here, that $15,000 range, I said, according to history, this is the best time to buy. Be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. He did not listen to me as I expected, and of course that marks the bottom. And then it just rallies and rallies and rallies, and now Bitcoin is more than 3 times more than what it was when I said it was the best time in history to buy. So I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, you can't be mad at me, just be mad at yourself for not buying. I remember all the way back here, this was in 2020. I remember I had a friend, we were playing basketball, and on our way back, this was back when I was known for investing in the S&P 500 and going crazy with the dividend stocks. But, once I learned what Bitcoin was, right over here, this was August, September of 2020, I sold everything and I lump summed everything into Bitcoin. And then once Bitcoin went all the way up to $14,000, I had doubled my money. $14,000 was about this range right here. The reason that the $14,000 range is so significant is because for a very, very long time, Bitcoin was range bound below around that $10,000 and below range. And then when it finally got to $14,000, we saw significant significant gains. I was telling everyone that I doubled my money, and I remember my friend that was playing basketball with me, he told me that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value and that there's no reason to be investing in a virtual currency that you cannot see. And I remember Bitcoin kept on blowing up and it approached all-time highs. I had another friend that said, hey, you should, he said something along the lines of, consider going to Target and buying Pokemon cards better than Bitcoin. I remember that text. He texted better than Bitcoin. And as soon as I read that text, I remember saying into my head, famous last words, because ever since then, Bitcoin has rallied up and up and up. It was about $35,000. Let's see, right here, it was about $35,000 when my friend that said it had no intrinsic value finally bought in. It's just funny. And, nowadays, $35,000 is a good time to buy. And then, my friend that said to buy Pokemon cards, he ended up, lump summing everything somewhere around October of 2021. So it just goes to show you that some people are just going to be on the wrong side of history. And if you notice that the people that are on the wrong side of history are the people that don't study Bitcoin. They're the ones that don't know, that don't care to do any research about Bitcoin. And I just think it's just hilarious that people can be so confident talking about something they have not done any research on. If you could, just take a look at this YouTube channel that we have right here. We've been making Bitcoin videos for months and months and months. We've built conviction. We've explained over and over again what makes Bitcoin valuable. There's only 21 million. It is decentralized. The government cannot take your Bitcoin if you hold it in your own private wallet. This is the first perfect money that the humanity has ever seen. It respects the laws of conservation of energy and thermodynamics, and you cannot stop any transactions. You can transact as much value as you want over countries, over borders. It's permissionless for very little fees. If you wanted to do the same thing with gold, you would have to pay large amounts of money to transport tons and tons of gold via ships. That requires a lot of gasoline, that requires a lot of security guards, it requires a lot of employees, requires a lot of everything, this, that, requires a lot of resources. With Bitcoin, you're only paying a network fee to transfer billions and billions of dollars in one transaction and have it confirmed in under 10 minutes, going from one country to another. It's borderless. It's a global currency. And it'll just keep going up, and it keeps going up because there's only 21 million Bitcoins. So if you don't understand that, you need to start studying Bitcoin, or else you will be on the wrong side of history. It does not feel good to be on the wrong side of history. You will be left behind. And we've seen that this whole entire time. Ever since I started my new job around here, I've lump summed every single dollar of every single paycheck into Bitcoin, and I have more money now than I did at the November 2021 peak, and we're not even at the November 2021 peak yet, and that is the beauty of dollar cost averaging and continuing to lump sum. Overall, if you zoom out and you see this macro dip, we should be thankful for the macro dip, because had this not happened, had this not all dipped all the way down to $15,000 or $20,000, and it just stayed up here, we would have a lot less Bitcoins than what we have now. So it is what it is. If you want to keep on doubting, then keep on doubting. You will simply be left in the past and be on the wrong side of history. And I will just continue to brag because, this is the reward for building conviction and, keep on investing, even when people doubt you. I have another coworker. She's obviously, she's a boomer, so she doesn't really understand. But I remember it was somewhere around this range right here, right? It was that May, June, July, August over the summer. I had two coworkers, actually. They're both a little bit older, They're both moms, and they completely doubted Bitcoin. I had one coworker that said that she had more faith in the U.S. dollar than Bitcoin because the U.S. dollar is backed by the military. In other words, the U.S. dollar is backed by proof of war, which requires a lot of money printing, it requires a lot of resources, it requires a lot of violence. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is backed by proof of work, it's backed by math, it's backed by energy. You cannot hack it, you cannot argue with it at all. And it's just so funny how I was preaching at $27,000, and then, she kept doubting, and now look, we doubled our money, it's great. I remember I had a different coworkers that said that she was fascinated, or not fascinated, but she was just very stumped on why Generation Z does not trust the banks. And of course, we don't trust the banks because they print away our value, and they can seize our assets at any moment. And what happens when you deposit money into a bank is that they take your funds and they rehypothecate it. They lend out your money to earn interest. That is the whole business model of a bank. And I remember I was talking about how banks are to not be trusted, and one of my boomer coworkers said, "So what's your alternative then? Buying cryptocurrencies? Great idea." With that sarcasm. And ever since then, ever since she said that, Bitcoin has doubled. Had I listened to these people that didn't do a single smidge of research, like all these people, they didn't do their research. So why would I listen to their opinion? Why would I ever want to follow them? As soon as I heard the doubt, I doubled down and I never strayed away. Don't stray, DCA. I've been doing this the whole entire time, and now all of them, they're stuck. They're working, they're sad, they're mad, they're angry. Meanwhile, I'm chilling. I'm going to be uploading a vlog about me going to on vacation next week, and it's going to be great. I'm going to upload it to this channel because I don't want to forget that vacation. I want to look back at it with fond memories, and I'm just making this video because, we were right. We were right. This whole entire time, we were right. So, I sound very braggy and very bullish, so perhaps that is a sign to sell. Obviously, we are waiting till Wednesday to see whether or not the Bitcoin ETF gets approved. And I'm just saying right now, everyone is greedy, so perhaps you might want to be fearful. Perhaps we're going to see a dump. But as we all know, regardless of any dump, that is our opportunity to buy. So I really do hope it dumps, but we'll see. We'll see where Bitcoin goes. I'll be sure to make more videos while I'm on vacation too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.